So we'll start off with the extension to temporary full expensing, which is what you've put that in your report as. So,
Sure.
so you've just a quick recap of what you just said there, what that actually is. So this is the 100% tax write-off.
Yeah. So essentially, and we're talking about almost every single Australian business being able to qualify, except for the very large ones. The threshold is $5 billion in turnover. So I would think most people who are watching this program would fall within that category.
Yep.
And essentially, it just allows a straight 100% write-off of an asset. So if you go out and you buy yourself a Bobcat and it costs you $150,000, then you get a $150,000 tax deduction straight away. Similarly, if you go out there and you're buying yourself a ute for $40,000, or two utes if you've got two new employees and you're spending $80,000 on that, you get an instant deduction rather than having to claim the depreciation over, what is normally a 5 or even a 10-year period for a lot of these types of assets. You get the benefit of actually getting 100% depreciation in the year of acquisition.
Well, finance brokers certainly love all that, and I'm sure that, David, I'd be pretty surprised if you hadn't been lobbying for an extension to that. And of course, we were saying before, that's assuming you can get your hands on utes. But what are your thoughts on this?
We had it in our pre-budget submission, which we lodged in January, and it was in previous pre-budget submissions as well. It's not just the extension of the instant asset write-off that we've asked for. We want a permanent investment allowance. And in fact, at the last election, we supported Labor on their investment guarantee. But it's not just that. Every 12 months, every budget, the Treasurer announces an extension to instant asset write-off or a scheme like this for another 12 months. What we'd really like is to have that scheme in place for the next 3 years. And in this instance, we know that it's out to 2023. But in normal circumstances, we want it out to 3 years. And then if they want to make a good announcement every 12 months, perhaps they can extend it beyond that period, each subsequent budget. But there is an anomaly, though, which I might just point out. We have raised this with Treasury, that it doesn't extend to hire companies. There is an exemption for hire companies. And if you run a private business, and what it's intended is for the big hire companies not to claim the asset write-off in full. But if you run a business where you've got a structure of a trading entity and a holding entity, and the holding entity owns the assets and leases them across to the trading entity, you may not get the deduction in that instance, and you've got to buy your assets in your trading entity. We've raised that with Treasury, and they're looking at it.
Wow, that's yeah. I mean, a lot of companies structure themselves that way, don't they? You've got the asset holding entity and the trading entity.
I wouldn't know necessarily that's in there.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't thought about you. There are a few tricks.